Alright, hey everyone, welcome back to another weekly video. Thank you for following along and being part of this community. It means a lot. And if this is your first time here, same as usual, we're really glad you're tuning in. Check us out at Blossom Social. It's a free investing app. Um, I guess free social app for, meeting other investors. We're really active on Blossom Social. And check us out at YouTube as well. Can't believe this is our sixth episode. Subscribe over there and give us some love over there as well. So, first update, crazy. The Valor Fund hits a new all time high, which is amazing. We're proud and grateful. And yeah, can't believe that we're up 38%. We've beaten every benchmark or major benchmark that's there out there. So the S&P, Nasdaq, Russell, and the total market. Super humbled by the performance. Thankful to our community for engagement, the support, and we hope to have the same performance that we've had this past year and a bit for the future. So that would be amazing. So in terms of the highlights, you can see the live chart on our website. It's the valorfund.world. The link is in the video description and also in the link um, in my bio for Blossom Social. But just a couple of highlights, like everyone else, we had the pullback in April, and what I was happy about this is we pulled faster and quicker and higher compared to all the other benchmarks. The Nasdaq 100 was, overlapping a few points and catching up to us. And obviously that's because they're so, there's only like what, 10 companies or 20 companies that pull that benchmark, and most of them are the big, tech ones, and everyone else doesn't matter. So it's those companies have a lot of, um, what could I say, like a lot of allocation into that benchmark, which obviously drives how the benchmark does. So as you can see, we're very similar in terms of the Russell 2000. That same spike that they had, we had to kind of make sense because we are looking for those runners, small caps that are super volatile. So that's why you have that, really choppy action. And this was as of 2 days ago. So I would expect, as the last 2 days you guys have seen, the market's been pretty bad. Um, well, I wouldn't say pretty bad. It's just been bad. I've seen worse. And so um, this will obviously drop and might drop quite a lot. And that's because we have, volatile, low market cap stocks that can swing high and low very quickly and a lot. But the goal is to get those runners, lock in those gains like how we do, how I mentioned in the previous videos, and keep that performance and stay above the other benchmarks. So my goal obviously is to stay above the benchmarks, give you the same returns that I'm getting, manage the risk as well, and hopefully the same gains that we've seen over the past year, you guys get as well with my strategy, picking up signals and stocks for the buys. I think that's it for the performance page. Coming back to last week's video, we talked about BWMX 60%. I think we're still in that position. But what I wanted to draw your attention to was Sound and Viking Therapeutics. Those were from the previous ticker Tuesday submissions. So we had a buy at 1356, and I was joking like, it was just like 1 cent below that it closed, and so we're kind of in the low. But we actually did well. So on the weekly chart here, we crossed the 20%. That's usually what our target is for a normal buy. You can hold it longer, it's your choice. Again, these are just signals, so follow them at your own risk. But in terms of this signal, we did well and we crossed 20%. And I think it will, retrace quite a bit and then obviously pull back because this is your typical, unless there's a different change in terms of news, but you get the first spike, then a little bit lower spike, and then it'll drop quite a bit. Um, or it might consolidate and go up. It's the market. You never know where it's going. But in terms of the signal, we did well. The next one was Viking Therapeutics. This was also in last week's video. This one, same concept. We had an open strong buy, and then we also had a buy from the strong buy up where the max was 32%. So you would have taken out 50% of the position at your 30% gain mark. So that would have locked in some gains. And the last one, which was a little bit surprising to me, was actually run. So, well, not, I wouldn't say not surprising. It's just I completely forgot about it, to be honest. Like, this was done in episode 2, so that in terms of finance world is freaking 10 years ago. Just how fast everything moves. But in the video, which was amazing, I couldn't believe that I actually even picked it up. Our strategy, the code, picked up a strong buy. I think it was like 7th July or something, and we were down 4%. But because the stock's performance in the past, like we did a 60%, that was still in 2025, and then I think this was an 80%. I was like, keep an eye on this stock. This stock could be a good runner, and lo and behold, sorry, where is my? I think it was this one. Yeah, lo and behold. The stock was up 32%, I think, today, which was pretty amazing. So that means we locked in our gains. You know what? I'll just show you the chart because I think, oh yeah, I do have it here. So yeah, that's the chart. We had a strong buy at 1076, and we took out 50% at 1398. Almost hit the 40% mark. So let's see how this runs. I'm really curious because I feel like there is a bit of resistance over here based on the charts. Let's see if it can break it. If it can break it, it'll go quite far. What was interesting was I wasn't very impressed with the news of why it surged. Like they were just saying there might be some subsidy rules for solar projects, and um, I mean, yeah, today's market anything moves because it's just some news. But I think why it got a lot of momentum is also because it's been doing well in the last earnings sessions. So the second last earnings up 159% on the EPS, which was quite good, and then it did I think really well on this one. Yeah, so I would think that there is pricing built in already to expect the next earnings jump. But let's see how it does. If it does break these resistance, I could easily see it going to, $20-$30 range. But yeah, let's see how the market plays. I think that was it for the previous signals that were on different videos. Obviously, we talked about BWMX. You can see a little bit of pullback, We never hit that 60% mark, which is what I wanted. But that's what the market has. Right now, we have 50% on the table. So let's see where it goes. Our stop loss is around 10% here. And see if it pulls back and retraces to a healthy level before starting its next leg up. ALTI, I think I mentioned this in the other video too. Really slow mover stock, even though it got some good news that there might be a buyout, which was this big candle over here. We still didn't see a lot of action. I still haven't hit my 50%. Sorry, no, I have hit my 50% mark, but I would want to see. I want it to go higher. So let's see how this stock does. And then OMCL, which was another public one, this never fulfilled our strong buy. And so, yeah, just waiting for this. Let's see where it goes. We see a slow build up. I really hope that it will trigger in the next 3 weeks because I think we hold only for 2 to 3 weeks if I'm not mistaken. And so then we just cancel the buy order. I'm just trying to stick to the rules that I have. I don't want to chase a stock or chase a gain. But yeah, that was the update. And I think, yes, there was one more update, which was TLRY. Obviously, this one, was love hate because a lot of people were saying it might have been a pump and dump. This is all just noise. But what the heck? We had the strong buy call. We executed. We did get our 60% target. So we've taken off 75% in gains already from our position, and we're just left with 25. Now I know I think the stock is down quite a bit as of this week, but it's expected. I mean, it's TLRY. They don't have actually a lot of um, I guess in terms of earnings or fundamentals, they don't have a lot going on, and it's a super volatile stock, as you can see, pump and dump and pump and dump. But we rode that well. I guess we caught the pump before it pumped, and we caught the dump before it dumped, I guess. So let's see where this stock goes. Again, we still have 25% open on this position, and we have put our stop loss, I think, at point 0.7 something, 10% above our strong buy. Sorry, I don't have any of the drawing set up on this chart. And last thing is Ticker Tuesday. So we did submit it and we didn't forget it this time, which was amazing. And I'm also glad with the way how you guys reacted, engaged, gave a lot of good tickers. There were some ETFs, and then I also don't know Steph Gilmore. I don't know BRK which what you were talking about, because if it's the Canadian one, unfortunately we can't scan that. But I think we've scanned everything up till VU. That was the 10 tickers. And yeah, be quick on the gun, I guess. The next time I post this, to post whatever, and then obviously we'll post the next ones in the next video. So let's go and look at the results. So first was GNRC by Steph Gilmore, and I really like this stock. This stock has moved quite a lot, and I also like it that my strategy has picked up a really good times to buy. So, in 2017, before I feel like anyone was talking about the stock when it's absolutely low, my strategy was picking up a strong buy signal, push that up to 900%. Now, I said before in previous videos, we lock out at 900. That's what I've coded my code at. So obviously it can go much higher. But then if you missed that 900, there was another position that you could have been up 300%, which was amazing. And so we did have a strong buy here. I mean, in hindsight, it's coming down. Maybe there was a way that it could do that, that second push up, but it failed there. It failed there again here, 23 and 20, but nothing in comparison to what the gains you got. And then after that, you got this 80% run, which was also nice. And we have an open strong buy position that is up 54.8%. So you would have locked out your 50% gains, sorry, 30% gains, taken out 50% of the position. So yeah, definitely this thing is starting to move. Let's see, how far it will, if it will retrace to, and then start the move back up. I'm also curious to know in terms of what you guys think, because this 80% run that happened recently, I'm just trying to think about it if you were in this position, because it would have been quite hard. So you do get the buy, it gets fulfilled. The strong buy comes in on 30th October 23. It fulfills in November. So that's like a couple of weeks you're waiting for the fulfillment, just 2 weeks, and then it shoots up all the way to how much is this? So that's 22%. So that's a good run. Not many people can get 20 to 50% like just by following a signal. But then you drop all the way to zero. Um, this is where I'm curious, emotions wise, because this is what most people struggle with. How would you react over here? Would you sell this? Would you hold it? um, Now in terms of our strategy, we would have held it because it never crossed the 30% mark, so we would have never moved our stop loss up to 10% from our entry, so we wouldn't have been stopped out. Our stop loss would have still been at the swing low, and so that's how we held this position, gone up to 80%. But that's a long time to wait, to see a stock go down 18 weeks. So that's a long time, from October 23 to March 24, you're holding the stock in full negative, and then you get the swing high. So just some, realistic concept of not of how the stock actually moves and how you would actually be reacting to it. Um, because in hindsight, you're just like, yeah, it's an amazing 80%, but that's actually a tough thing to go through for a long 6 to 8 months of just in negative and then come back all the way down to zero before shooting up. But yeah, good stock, open strong buy. So let's see where this goes. Enbridge. So Enbridge, really good company. It's been there for a long time. Lots of dividends, pipelines, all that good oil and gas stuff, which other people hate or love. But in terms of the calls, I think there weren't many. There was one call here which was up 40%, which would have been a good play. I mean, it's Enbridge, so it's not a volatile stock. It's not moving fast, and they have good dividends. You know, big market cap. So to get 40% on a stock from 23, it's for this type of stock, it's good in terms of the signal. I think there is an open buy, so I'll just check it. I'll bring it up at the end after we go over the signals. The next one was Canadian Natural Resources. Um, I actually, nothing against the stock, but I hated the stock even before I built my strategy. I felt like the stock was really choppy all the time. You get into a position, you get these massive swings up and down, doesn't matter where you are. Strategy did pick up some good positions. So, over here in 2020, up 300%. But I feel like, if you threw money anywhere in 2020, you would have got some gains. After that, you did get a position here in 23 that would have been up 30%. But then you just had a couple of losses here. I don't know if you would um, go through these positions because some of them overlapped. So like this strong buy, you'd still be holding, but these losses, you'd be holding a loss within a loss. You could dollar cost average and then maybe get out somewhere while picking up the dividends. But this stock, I'm not too keen, just in terms of the strategy and also my experience with it. The next one was SCHD. I think the Blossom community likes a lot of these dividend ETFs, and they just eat them up like cookies and chocolates and cakes. But this stock, again, it's an ETF, so you're not going to get these massive volatile swings. What a strategy is trying to pick up, get these 300, 600, whatever percent gains. But a good way to play this stock would be, if you did follow the signal, you would have had, for an example, in this one, in November 2020 is when the strong buy came, and then that was a 40% gain. There was another one over here in 2022, October and August. That's another 20% run, another 20% run. So if you had big amounts to put in and you're trying to look at the cash flow and get those dividends, this might be a good play, right? Because you can follow the strong buy signal, get those dividend gains, and get a 40% return on your in your investment. Because a lot of times these covered call ETFs or even normal ETFs, they have a tendency of doing well in terms of the cash flow, in terms of dividends, but the actual stock is doing quite bad. um, and so it's just something to think about. But yeah, in terms of strong buys, 3 strong buys so far. I didn't draw everything. If you want to see the actual reports, you can obviously just head on to my website and purchase the report. But yeah, a couple of strong buys, a small loss here at 4%. The next one is SOFI. This stock, everyone was talking about it, and everyone doesn't stop talking about it. It's quite a good stock in terms of the fundamentals or even the potential of where they're penetrating in terms of the market, their niche, and as expected, if you have a stock like this, my strategy is designed to catch these things. So that was a good run here. You know, if you in Jan 2023, if you wanted that stock, that would have been up 300%. If you missed that strong buy, you could have got another one in May 2023, would have been up another 200%. And then within that, if you wanted to have a little bit of trading fun, you would have got another 30% run in, I believe, December 23. Let's say you missed all those buys, you still had another opportunity here in 24 for another 200% run. So really good signals, really good gains. And, you know, the latest one, which was, I kind of kicked myself because I was looking at SOFI, but for some reason I never ran this stock through my strategy. And April 2025, you know, perfect time to buy. We would have had a strong buy, up 63%, and probably even more. I think would have been up 73% on its high. So definitely good stock. I would expect the stock to keep going up. Um, but I'm just not too sure right now because it's, you know, it's coming close to where its previous all-time highs were. Let's see if it's able to break it, and then it's just, you know, depending on their earnings or depending on their future perspective of how they turn it around, how they explain it in their earnings reports, that's where the stock would move. But in terms of in terms of past performance, done really well. Um, so yeah, the next one is SYM. Um, this one didn't catch much in terms of the strong buy. We had one loss of 19%, and then we had one strong buy of 50%, which happened in 2024. And then there was no strong buy here, so as usual in my previous videos, I try to see if there was a normal buy, and there was. There was one that happened in, if I can just zoom in here. There was one that happened in June 2025, so you know, just a couple of months ago, and you would have been up 68%. Um, and this is kind of crazy, you know. I was telling one of the customers, you spend $5 for this signal, and you get 68% return, on your money for that. That's a pretty, yeah, I think that's quite good. The next one was IBIT, iShares Bitcoin Trust. So Bitcoin as a whole, you know, we're for Bitcoin. We purchased it way before anyone was talking about it. I think we're up like 800 to 900% on Bitcoin alone. So, but buying it right now to me is just, it's a little bit risky. Because it's breaking all-time highs. It's kind of struggling to keep that high and move. Now there has to be a lot of fundamental push. Now I get the whole concept of, you know, the happening and supply and demand. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Right now, I just be wary of how much you put. Maybe I would be buying it here in 2024. Um, yeah, but again, just it's up to you. I just be careful how much you put in right now. A couple of years ago, I'd say put everything, but now it's just, yeah. Anyways, in terms of the strong buy, we did have a strong buy in April 2025, so just a couple of months ago, and you would have been up 21%. It would have had a high of 28%. So other than that, it's a fairly new stock, so not much in terms of any signals. I don't think there was a lot of momentum building up here. That's why I didn't get any strong buys. I didn't bother to look at the buy signals, but if you'd want to see that, just head on to the website. The next one was BRKB. I believe this is a Canadian or a stock on another exchange, so unfortunately we can't scan this stock. The next one was GLD Gold. This was an amazing buy. You know, a couple of years ago, gold was really, really good in terms of the potential, and obviously now you're seeing it. 2019 we had a strong buy. 2018 actually, October 2018, you had a strong buy. You'd have been up 100%. There was another strong buy here in October 23, which would have been up actually more than that. I don't know why the strategy stopped at 60%, but I think at its peak you would have been up 77%. So interesting. What I liked about this is it missed the, if I can just get my box here. What I like about this is my strategy just avoided this whole consolidation period, because this is where, you know, most strategies and even mine fails, because you you would expect a momentum build over here, but it's actually a fake out, or there's not enough push, not enough buyers, and then you just have a massive sell, or they're trying to just liquidate, or get buyers out, to get bigger buyers in over here. So I'm just happy that it avoided any buy signal here. So that's gold. Uh, VU again, I think it's the same concept as SCHD. You know, you're buying this for long term, and the way how I would play it is because you're getting these good dividends. You know, I'd follow the strong buy, get that return on my initial investment, and while that's happening, I'm still getting these dividends, which is amazing. So again, lots of strong buys. I've just like overlaid them because there were quite a few 100%, 40%, 60, 30. We did have one loss here of 7%. Unfortunately, as I was mentioning in the other stock, in this one, it did get stuck in this consolidation period, or sideways action, and got stuck out there. But again, your loss is quite small, and that's the point. That's the hope, at least, that your loss is small compared to your gains. So that was all the 10 tickers. Now I guess the question is there any buy signals? And I believe there is. So let me just open it up. Sorry, I thought I had this opened up. But yeah, so these are the buy signals for the 11th of August. I guess the week of 11th of August. We have a buy signal for Enbridge at $48. You'd be risking 1 to 3% of your portfolio. Obviously, this is just opinions. You can do whatever you want. These are just signals. And the other one is IBIT. Oh, I'm surprised. But that's your choice, actually. If you want to buy Bitcoin at the peak over here, I think that would be 70. Was it $70? 69.89. Yeah, so that's when you'd make your buy. Yeah, if I can just change this to buy. Yeah, because I think they were just normal buys. Yeah, so they're normal buys. So yeah, if it hits the 20% mark, we would get out. But if you want to hold it, it's your choice. And what I really liked about these 10 tickers, thank you guys for submitting them, is their P&L report is really good. You know, even though I hate CNQ, your strong buy, so we did 7 strong buys. Your win rate was really low, unfortunately, and you expect that from CNQ, but you still made 248%, which was nice. In terms of the others, I mean, really good numbers overall. Let's say you just had these 10 as your portfolio and you followed that. Um, that is quite a big return. You know, if I take the sum of that, that's 3,000% in just following those strong buy returns, and buys are even, I think, even higher. Oh no, they're the same, 2,900. So really good P&L report for all these 10 tickers. And I think that's it. I'm not sure if I went over OMCL, the public ticker that I posted about. Yeah, I think I did. It hasn't moved much, but other than that, yeah, just waiting for that signal to fulfill. We have created a Discord server. So, I'm still trying to figure out if we want it to be just open for everyone. We do have, some private channels just for our core people and our elite people who are paying the subscriptions. But I thought it'd be a good idea, for just people to see what's happening. It's brand new, so obviously there's not much content. If you guys think that, you know, you guys should all come in here, and because I'd like to learn from you. I think the hardest part of um, this whole journey is actually the strategy is good, when it does call stocks, but finding the stock is what's hard. And so, one of the things we had was XPON. Um, it did, like, I think it did really well. I'm not sure what was the reason, but if I just can pull it up here, maybe it IPO'd or something like that, or um, yeah, I'm not sure if this is the same stock, but uh, we missed it, and it was $1.60 when the strong buy came, and I think it was $4 or more. Maybe in the last 2 days it got sold out. But if somebody had told us about that stock, we would have done really well because our strong buy report and our normal buy report was picking up that really well. P&L also was really good, 200%, 295%. So yeah, I'm curious to know if you guys would like to join this Discord server. Let me know on Blossom or on YouTube. Be amazing. And yeah, I even made people post stock memes when they join. So yeah, again, thank you so much for watching this video. I know these videos take quite a long time, but it means a lot, and I hope you get some good value. So until then, stay patient, stay data driven, and stay invested. Thank you guys for watching.